The worst case scenario is death. What's the worst case scenario? You're gonna die. That's all that there is to it here in this game of life. Hey, I want to approach this one beautiful, attractive girl in front of me. What's the worst case scenario? I'm just gonna die. Yes, that's the worst case scenario, worst outcome in the world, on the planet. You're just gonna be deceased, non-existent. Oh my God, where'd he go? He died. Show me a worst case scenario. Maybe you think you lose everything that you have and experience tremendous amounts of pain. Well, that's also quite bad, but not as bad as death. Because at least in the first few scenarios, you're still experiencing things. There's still possibilities of you escaping that, especially living in a human world. But escaping that, meaning you're in a very unfavorable situation, you can change it. Well, if you lose things, they're not yours to begin with, so you can't lose anything. But in your mind, you can change things. Okay, I don't need to feel bad about this anymore. So that's the worst case scenario, is you're gonna die. So whatever action you're going to take, oh, I have fear of starting a business. What's the worst case scenario? I'm just gonna die. I wanna go rock climbing. What's the worst case scenario? I'm gonna die. Well, in that case, it's a little bit dangerous. Physically, it's dangerous. Probably shouldn't go rock climbing without a rope. The worst case scenario is, of course, you're gonna die. Similarly, on the spiritual path, whatever actions you want to take, whatever dreams you have, if you want to gain ultimate liberation, that is the key. You have to go towards understanding that the worst case scenario, or this thing ends in life, this life ends in death. You have to see that. You have to see that you're going to fall off. So that's the worst case scenario, is you're going to die. Hey, what's the worst case scenario of you paying me 220 Canadian dollars for a spiritual consultation? Well, the worst case scenario is you're going to end up going away. How? I don't know. Maybe I'll say the wrong thing and then baboof, your mind is going to turn off. I hope that doesn't happen. You need to stay alive. But that's the worst case scenario. You're just going to be dead. Oh. And is it such a bad thing? Is it so bad? Well, the answer is yes. Death is pretty bad. Death is the worst thing in the world. Show me one worst thing in the world. Oh, natural disasters. Oh, calamity. Oh, a tiger attack. Oh, this, that, the other thing. Oh, disease. No, it's death. While life is still playing, you can still maneuver your way around things and you're still living, you're still alive. Hello. But once death comes, permanent, over. That's it. Game is finished. So, wow. Once the game is finished, can't change it back, can't turn it back. You're just gonna be falling off. I'm gonna make a new video very soon titled, like, I want to be the best in this video game. This is a video game you're playing. You're playing this character, and switching off the video game is, well, when this body grows old and has to turn off, or if something breaks, it also turns off. But you're in this game and I'm in this character, I'm a character. This is how I'm dressed, this is how I choose my character for right now. This is the things that I'm doing, this is what I want to manifest and create, and I'm doing this. Hello? So it's like a game we're playing. Worst case scenario in this game is that you die. And it's not such a big deal. Okay, let me clarify this now. You shouldn't be afraid of death. It's a very big deal. Okay, don't get me wrong. Don't let me contradict myself a few times here. It's a very big deal because, again, permanent, can't turn it back. It's non-existence. You don't exist anymore. You're dead. You finished. But at the same time, it's blown out of proportion in people's minds. It's just death. And it's also the worst case scenario. That's also a positive and a benefit. Hey, what's the worst case scenario? You talking to this beautiful girl, or if you're a girl, go talking to this beautiful man. Oh, worst case scenario is I'll die. It's not so bad. Okay. It's just death. If death happened to one person in 1,000,000,000 years and spontaneously, or maybe you did something wrong and it happened, oh my God, that's really bad. But death happens to us all. You're born, you live for some time, then you fall off, dead. Some people live that are lucky to be 80 years old if you don't eat meat, animal carcasses, haven't polluted your heart or your veins or your blood with animal byproducts, animal blood and their flesh, their skin, pus, oil of the joints, tendons. If you haven't polluted your system with that, well, then you can feel healthy. You're not, the risk of you dying from heart disease is very low. But if you eat animal byproducts, the risk of you dying from heart disease is very high. So that's the worst case scenario. You just die. Worst case scenario for you, start talking to that girl, you're going to be dead. Worst case scenario, starting a business, you're going to be dead. What's the worst case scenario here? I'm just going to be dead. It's not so big deal. Not a big deal. Death isn't such a big deal. Again, because it happens to everybody. You live to be 80 years, well, you're a lucky guy. Good job. 60 years, it's a little bit not the best, but hey. 50 years, okay, probably should have lived longer. 40 years, you prematurely died. 30 years and younger, it's not even worth talking about. It's a tragedy. Very bad thing. But still, what's the worst case scenario? Oh, they just died. Man, they died. Well, okay. It's not a big deal. Don't get me wrong, it's a big deal. To your family, it's a big deal to you. You just lost your life unintentionally. A very big deal. It's a tragedy. At the same time, simultaneously, no big deal. Hey, you just died. It's not like this is the first time that something happened like this. If it was a mistake, well, that's very bad. Nature kind of made it happen, also very bad. But hey, it happens to us all. If it happens now, well, you can't control it, what can you do? It happened. If it happens 80 years from now, also can't control it, well, what else can you do? Death. You gotta smile at death, my friends. What else, what better thing can you do? Frown at death? Some permanent thing that's inevitably going to come into your life? No, I'm gonna be really upset at this. No. Nope. You gotta welcome it. Welcome it meaning, okay, I acknowledge you at the very least. Oh, hello. This is non-existence. This is me falling off out of my body, turning this off. Poof. Okay, well, now that I'm accustomed to this, I know what the worst case scenario is. If you're not familiar with this, with the worst case scenario, you're going to live life quite miserably. Why? Because it's always there and you don't know what it is. It's a mystery. There's always pain associated to it. Oh my God. Other things have happened. People have done this. People have died. I lost family members. Where do they go? So much confusion around this. Lots of pain, lots of fear, lots of worry, lots of doubt. So this is what I can help you to achieve, my friends. I can help you to go down into the basement of life, where the dark corners are, where the boogeyman hides, which is, of course, death. This is the ultimate and only thing I can help you do. I can help you to achieve this state of mind where you are clear of what your life path is. What is your life path? I'll just tell you for free. You don't have to pay me a bunch of money. Your life path is you just let this life flow. However way you want to manifest, whatever you want to do in this world, that's okay. You just don't hurt others. And then what? Your life is going to continue, and then poof, exhausted, gone. Oh my God, wow. You just told the secret of the universe. Yes, this is the truth. To see this and realize this for yourself, that's a totally different story. So other techniques have to be employed with this. You have to see the end of this. You have to see the basement, the reality. What's going on here? How are you going to get this finished? This has been finished before you in your past lives. Anyways, I don't want to get too much into that because it's not real. So don't be afraid of this. You have to confront this. You have to take charge of your mind and go towards the scariest, darkest place. And show me a scarier, darker place than death itself. Nothing. If you can truly confront fear, which is to say confront death, that's it. It's all over. There is no more fear in you in that way. You can't be afraid of dying anymore. You've confronted it. Of course, your biology is going to respond appropriately, favorably. Okay, probably shouldn't step on this ledge because I can fall off. Exactly like that. But the psychological fear behind that is totally gone. It's absurd to even think that you stepping on the ledge is somehow going to lead you to stepping off so you can comfortably step on the ledge. Okay, no problem. So confront death, my friends. Stare it in the face. Look at it directly in its eyes. It's right in you. It's right here in your eyeballs. It's not something you have to think about or contemplate. It's literally every moment. It's permeating your body, a non-existence. The point of you falling off, the point of this, the biology not working properly to receive consciousness can happen any moment. You don't know when that moment can arise or will arise. So this is something that has to be done today. Don't wait another day for this or after this. This has to be resolved in you and by you now. You have to resolve this for yourself. Talking to one person particularly on my Discord channel. Shout out to you. Maybe you know who you are. Krish, don't die physically, of course. You want to stay alive for a very long time, 80, 90, 100 years, but you have to see the end of this world right here today. It's like, people have taken vaccines before or shots in their arm for whatever reason. Maybe you've gone to the doctor and gotten blood worked, or you get to get a needle in your arm. And the first time maybe is always the scariest because you don't know what it is. You don't know how it is, what's going to happen, what's going to be experienced. There's going to be a tremendous amount of pain, no pain at all. You don't know. The psychological pain is so much more intense than the physical pain. You can lead your mind into making that pain so much more intense than it already is. Maybe the first time you got it, oh, okay, it's not pleasant. It hurts, no doubt. It doesn't hurt that bad. But hey, now you know what the worst case scenario is. Now you know what this is. Similarly, you have to know what death is. You have to know what falling off this is. It's right here. It's right in your eyes, my friends. Take a look at it. Take a look at this. Trust me, you'll be better off that you do. If you want to receive spiritual guidance from me, the price is 220 Canadian dollars. And that's it. As always, stay tuned for another video.